Well, good afternoon. I'm here today with our director of the library, Janine West, and our director of Parks and Recreation, Cornelia Ziga. And we're going to chat a bit today about all the wonderful things that you guys are doing during this pandemic to keep everybody connected. So let me just start off by hearing a little bit about what the library is up to.
Hi, Mitch. Thank you for inviting me. So one of the first things that the library did as soon as this pandemic started was to start purchasing more ebooks and more e-resources for people so that they would have still a greater number of access points for reading material.
Well, good afternoon. I'm here today with our director of the library, Janine West, and our director of Parks and Recreation, Cornelia Ziga. And we're going to chat a bit today about all the wonderful things that you guys are doing during this pandemic to keep everybody connected. So let me just start off by hearing a little bit about what the library is up to.
Hi, Mitch. Thank you for inviting me. So one of the first things that the library did as soon as this pandemic started was to start purchasing more ebooks and more e-resources for people so that they would have still a greater number of access points for reading material.
And
so
how
we did first.
How do they get an ebook? How do they do that?
So one of the things to get access to an ebook is that you have to do it through the library's website. So you can do it through something called Hoopla, or you can do it through something called Overdrive. And if you don't know how, if you've never done it before, certainly there are librarians on staff who are really very skilled at doing this, and they can certainly walk anybody through it. So it's just a matter of calling the library to get that kind of help.
Okay, and you have all kinds of programming that people love. Are you keeping any of those going?
For sure we are. So one of the things that we've been doing on the telephone broadcasting service is that we still are able to have Joe Schwartz, which is a big favorite in Côte Saint-Luc. We also are still able to have Passion for Music with Farah Mohammed, which everybody loves, as well as Steve Tomlinson's program, which is Let's Talk Movies. Kathy Diamond is going to be coming back this month. So some of the things that all of our patrons are used to having, we are still doing. Lots of new things, but those are the old and familiar things that people can still access.
So what are the new things you've added for kids and teenagers and the seniors?
Well, some of the new things for kids is really quite exciting. We've now got a YouTube channel. And on the YouTube channel, we have cooking classes, which can be enjoyed by both adults and kids, because the recipes are fairly interesting. I don't know if anybody knows this little tidbit, but our children's librarian, Ariane, she was a pastry chef before she became a librarian. So she is got lots of great recipes up her sleeve, so she's very skilled at doing that. We also are continuing, much to the great appreciation of parents, our Reading Buddies program. So our Reading Buddies program is a program where kids are teamed up with with teen volunteers, and they continue trying to improve their reading skills, but they're doing it now online. So we're continuing to do that. We also have online story time. We have some of our technology tutorials are also now online. So if you don't feel, if you feel more comfortable and you just want to go online to see how to do X, Y, Z, you can do that online as well. We just have our recent Jane's Walk is available on our YouTube channel.
It was great.
Get to see it on the weekend. You can see it. It's posted there.
Yeah, it really gives you the history. And in some ways, it was even better than when I've gone live, because when you go live, you see all the buildings in front of you, but you don't get to see what things look like to the same extent from the past. But here you were able to put up pictures of
Right.
They were.
Right.
St. Pierre River and buildings that former mayors lived in, and you saw what it looks like now and then. So it was really great, and a big shout out to you and Councillor Burke, who did wonderful narration. It was really fun. Keep that one up. So Cornelia, tell me a bit about what's going on at Parks and Recreation.
Well, we're very excited. Like everybody else, we're faced with a new normal. And we miss our residents tremendously, certainly the ones that used to partake regularly in our programs. So the team has been working pretty hard behind the scenes to kind of launch new programming that we're doing mostly virtually. So everything is online. So we do have a Recreation CSL Facebook page where we are offering every week a new schedule of different programs that we're offering relating to fitness for any age. So really it's for anybody that wants to partake. Some of them that we're offering are quite popular. We do weekly Tai Chi sessions with our regular instructor, Colin Young, who's very popular. Tone and Sculpt is also happening. Yoga is happening weekly as well. Fitness Dance, which is another favorite. We brought in recently last week Music with Estelle, which was also a big hit on our site because people remember her and want to partake in that as well. So we do have a variety of programming that's happening every week, and we realize that as we go on with the weeks, we're getting a little bit better at this new trend. So we're able to offer more and more programming that's, you know, relatable to the public, and again, of all ages. So we also are launching on this site all of our partners, so what they're doing. For instance, Mini Rec is launching weekly programming for children. So anything from, you know, dance classes to superhero training, which is quite popular, we are doing that as well. So we're trying as much as possible to stay connected with the community and also to show some familiar faces so that they can relate to that and maybe uplift their spirits a little bit during these trying times.
I even watched on CTV News, Christine Long was talking about how our swim team is still remaining active. Can you tell me about that?
Right, it was wonderful. The swim team children, and we have a swim team in Côte St. Luc, they're called Côte St. Luc Aquatics. And basically some of the children were missing the pool, obviously quite a bit. So they decided to put together a video of them, you know, practicing at home, doing dives and turns, which was really exciting and funny. And they actually made it very lighthearted and fun for everybody to watch. So it went viral and everybody was watching it, and CTV News contacted Mike Calcat, who's our head coach, to interview him about these particular swimmers. So now what we're going to be doing is, because it was so well received by everybody, we're going to be launching a weekly aquatics video that people can watch and partake in, you know, because a lot of aquatics too is, you know, in the pool. People can't be going to the pool right now, but there's a lot of dry land training that people can do. So we do want to encourage the kinship that we've built up with our residents and the people partaking in our programs, but also to a certain level of fitness if people are comfortable doing it from home so that they can enjoy somewhat these times where we're all kind of confined.
Tell me a bit about the Call Care program.
Right. So the Care Call program is something that is very important to us. It's a program where we call in the department, the Parks and Recreation Department, we'll be calling people on a daily basis just to check in. It's a daily phone call. It's a friendly one. It's meant to see how they're doing. We had this program in place before the COVID situation took place. But basically, since this has now happened, we were able to reach out to many more people that potentially would appreciate getting a daily phone call from the department. So we're now at over 400 people that we contact on a daily basis just to check in. It's a friendly voice to say hello. And I strongly encourage anybody that would like to receive this phone call, senior or non, to let us know. So you can either contact myself by email which is on the website. You can contact me that way. Or the phone number, I'll give it out as well. So if you yourself would like to receive a phone call, or if you know of anybody else that you think would benefit from getting this kind of phone call, we are more than happy to do it. It's our absolute pleasure. So the number is 514-485-6806, extension 2021.
Great. So anybody who wants to stay in touch with the city every day and wants to get a call should call that number. So that's really great. Now, tell me about what the library is doing for seniors who are not connected to the internet. We know there's the telephone programming, but also how they're helping those who want to learn how to use devices and get connected to the internet. Because one of the biggest challenges we have right now is we have a lot of seniors that can participate on Zoom and other platforms, and others who are just using the telephone system at 2 o'clock every day in order to listen to some type of programming. So how is the library helping people learn how to connect to the internet and use devices?
So you're absolutely right, Mitch. This is a really difficult time for seniors who don't have any connectivity, that they don't have the internet or they don't have any device. So yes, we are trying to provide some sort of programming through the telephone broadcast system. But for those who don't, some have devices and they just are trying to learn. And so the library is there for them. We are really quite good at, I think now, talking people through the steps in order to sort of download an ebook, as I said earlier, or to get connected on Facebook, or how to set up their email account, or how to do FaceTime with their family. So we can talk all the residents through that sort of thing. Now we're starting to look at, and we've just started to talk about this, is how can we broaden this? How can we bring technology to more people? What can we do? We don't quite have answers yet, but we're certainly looking at solutions, because we want to make sure that everybody during this time can stay connected. And technology really is the only way.
So my call out to everybody listening here who's a senior, and you have, or you're not a senior, but you have a mom or a dad or an uncle or an aunt who you think is ready, get them an iPad, get them some internet, and let them call the library, and we will teach them exactly what they need to do to be connected to all of our programs, to participate in our programs, and also to be more connected to you and to your children, so they can be with their children and grandchildren. We want to provide the service of teaching them how to use the device. Just get them the device. And in addition to that, we're looking at a fundraising program where we could buy more devices for the library that we could loan out to people. Because we know that there's individuals who want to participate in so many programs. Even our senior summer workshop from the Côte Saint-Luc Dramatic Society, which is a show that we put on every year, a lot of our seniors would love to do that on the internet, but some of them are connected and some aren't. So we're looking at ways to bring everybody together. So I'm calling on you to help us. Anybody that you know who doesn't have a device or internet, if you can help them, that's great. If not, let us know and we'll see what we can do. So tell me now a little bit about, I know they're talking about opening up, and we're being very cautious. We were the first to close down because we knew that there was certain risks. We have the highest percentage of seniors, and we continue to want to protect them and reduce the spread. But at the same time, we're looking at opening up certain things. So in the library, what are you doing in terms of phase one? What would be the phase one for opening up the library?
So phase one is really just trying to get some of the staff at least back into the building and trying to get the library set up. So to make sure that all the things that need to be in place for people to work safely, and then when it comes time to that, for people to come in safely, we have a lot of things to be able to put in place. So that was phase one. I would think would be fairly short, because what I'm really interested in is phase two, where we would be hoping to be able to offer a service where people could reserve the books or DVDs or audiobooks that they want, and then be able to come and pick them up. So that's sort of like what phase two is going to look like. but we want to make sure that we do everything very slowly, very, very safely, both for our residents and for our staff.
And they should know that everything they pick up will be sanitized before it's delivered and probably left outside for them to pick up and then cleaned.
Right.
So yes, we have to be very cautious. And at Parks and Recreation, what is phase one looking like there?
Right, so phase one is very similar to what the library is doing, because we need to look at all of our facilities in terms of upgrading them somewhat so that it is safe for people to slowly return. So right now, behind the scenes, that's what's taking place. Certain things that we can do very quickly and very easily to ensure the safety of the staff once they do come back to the facilities, but also to, very importantly, the safety of the public once they are able to come back into our settings. So, and in recreation, we have several of them. You know, we have arena and pools and ball fields and park chalets. So there's a lot to look at for sure. And this is probably the phone call or the messages that we get most inquiries about, is when can we start coming back into the facilities? So unfortunately, we don't know yet, because we are following and listening very closely to the guidelines mandated by the government, but we are definitely looking at certain things that we think can potentially reopen rather quickly within the guidelines provided. You know, for one of those examples would be the community gardens, which we think, you know, is something we can easily introduce rather quickly within restrictions and then work our way towards everything else that we offer. So definitely the number one thing is safety. So we're taking that very seriously, and we will be the first to let the public know once we have, you know, that plan in place. We'd be more than happy to do that. We certainly miss everybody and are looking forward to reopening at some point.
Yeah, I want everybody to know that we all at the City of Côte Saint-Luc, whether it's the council or the staff, consider safety and security as our number one concern. We have a large senior population, and unfortunately, we've had a number of deaths as a result of COVID-19. So we want to reduce the spread. And we're all playing our part. So at the same time, as much as it's important to have fun, we're going to try to do as much as we can through the internet, on the phone service, and then those things that we can open without great risk, such as maybe tennis. We'll see, one thing at a time. But everything has to be done in a way that's safe. And that's why bathrooms and locker rooms are dangerous places, so we don't know if we'll be able to open them. We're going to take it day by day, look at what other cities are doing, and be as careful as we possibly can. So if there's anything else that you have to add, I'd love to hear it. Anything that we missed out today?
Well, I think maybe one thing to mention would be, you know, another way to stay connected with the community is by interaction, right? That's not through internet or Zoom, which is obviously the most popular one. But one of the initiatives that we are partaking in this week on May 6th would be a Que Sera event, what we're calling Que Sera. So basically what that means is we will have a couple of animators that will be outside of one of our senior residence homes in Côte Saint-Luc, and they will be launching a singing event for about 20 or 30 minutes. And the hopes is that we can encourage the residents within this facility to partake in that moment of uplifting and fun and positive interaction by coming to their windows or their balconies so that they can at least enjoy some sunshine. We're hoping for good weather, and obviously partake in the music so that we can all kind of group together so that they understand they're not alone. We're all in this together, and we will be doing that as of this week. And hopefully, if it's well received, we'll be able to move this onto a more structured platform where we can, you know, go to the different districts, different senior residents, and kind of keep that open interaction that way. Especially with the nice weather coming out, I think people are anxious to kind of get some of that fresh air and some positive uplifting interaction. So we're looking forward to that this week.
The weather's supposed to be great on Wednesday, so let's hope that it turns out well and that all the seniors are able to come out on their balconies and enjoy live music and feel, you know, summer is on its way and they're connected to a lot of fun activities. So anything that you'd like to add, Janine?
Yes, absolutely. So on that note of optimism, one of the things that the city is doing and is being done through the library as we are trying to create that feeling of hope. And so anybody, in particularly seniors, who want to put that rainbow of hope in their windows, they can call the library at 514-485-6900, leave their name and their telephone number and their address, and we will mail them a box of markers as well as a rainbow template so that they can participate in this feel-good, hopeful, optimistic feeling that this is sometime it's going to be over, sometime, somewhere.
All right, so thank you so much, Cornelia and Janine. We are very fortunate in the city of Côte-Saint-Luc to have excellent directors and council that are working tirelessly throughout this pandemic to try to come up with new programming ideas and to stay connected with our community. All the programs that you are doing are wonderful, and we look forward to them. Continue all your great work. I know it's not easy. It's not easy. We have a food delivery program. A big shout out to Mitchell Brownstein, David Lisbona, Pam Kajavsky, and their entire team for doing that on behalf of the city of Côte-Saint-Luc, for families who do not have family support, seniors who do not have family support. We have that. And we have so many other activities going on to take care of our community. So stay tuned for more programming every day on our telephone system, through the internet, and participate in everything we have to offer. And we will open up what we can this summer. The weather's getting good. We're all going to have a good time, and we're going to stay safe. So thank you all, and have a great day.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you, Mitch.